This happened last year, and even now, every time I think back to it, my stomach drops. I get that heavy, sick feeling, like something's still clinging to me. My grandparents had a long drive ahead, a 6-hour trip to another city for a business meeting. I decided to tag along. I love road trips, and I figured while they were busy, I'd go explore the city's malls and kill some time. They had booked an Airbnb in advance. It was inside this modern-looking high-rise, kind of out of the way from the city center. But the second we arrived, I noticed something odd. There were no lights on in any of the other windows, no movement, no noise. The entire building felt empty, like we were the only ones there. The host was waiting for us in the lobby. She had this strange vibe, way too friendly, but not in a normal way. It felt forced, like she was trying hard to appear casual, but underneath, something wasn't right. She kept pushing the idea that the unit was for sale and asking if we were interested. It was weird. I just remember wanting her to leave. And when she finally did and I stepped inside the apartment, I got hit with this wave of dread. The place was beautiful, wide open, sleek interior, floor-to-ceiling windows, big balcony overlooking the city skyline. But it didn't feel good. You'd think a place that nice would feel inviting. It didn't. It felt wrong. I tried to shrug it off. Long drive. Maybe I was just tired. That first night, I fell asleep easily. It was the next day that things got strange. I woke up drained, completely out of it. My head was heavy, and my whole body felt sluggish, like I hadn't slept at all. My grandparents had already left for their meeting, so I was alone. I moved around the apartment in a haze. My limbs felt weirdly heavy, like I was underwater. I couldn't focus on anything. Eventually, I just gave up and went back to the bedroom. And then, suddenly, I woke up again. Only now it was several hours later. I hadn't even realized I'd fallen asleep. That's when the nausea kicked in. My vision felt a little warped, like the light in the room was wrong. I got a message from my grandmother asking if I wanted to meet up later. I couldn't even reply properly. I was just too out of it. I stayed in my pajamas and ate a pack of dry biscuits from my bag, and without even trying, I passed out. Again. The third time I woke up was the worst. Because I wasn't alone anymore. I could clearly hear my grandparents in the hallway, right outside my bedroom door. They were talking about me. I could hear every word. "She's acting strange. I think we need to call someone," my grandfather said. "She's out of her mind," my grandmother to get her. But something was wrong. The tone of their voices, cold, detached, like actors reading lines without feeling. The more they spoke, the more I realized it wasn't them. Their voices weren't right. They sounded like impressions of my grandparents, slightly warped, like someone or something was pretending to be them. And they were laughing. I could hear it, trying to stifle it. I froze. My whole body went cold. Then I heard it again. "I'm going in to get her." I didn't think. I just got up and flung the door open. There was no one there. The hallway was empty, silent. I searched the entire apartment, panicked, but I was alone. Whatever I'd heard wasn't real, or at least not physically there. I locked myself in that bedroom and stayed awake until my grandparents came back hours later. I didn't tell them at first. I couldn't even process what had happened. But a few days after we got home, my grandmother brought it up on her own. She'd had sleep paralysis in that Airbnb. She said it felt like people, multiple people, were crawling all over her in bed, whispering, laughing, holding her down. She hadn't wanted to scare me, but when she told me, I felt sick. A few weeks later, my grandfather saw something in the local news. A man had been staying in that same unit shortly before us. He'd gotten into an altercation in the city, shot someone, fled, and later took his own life. The police timeline said he had stayed in that Airbnb during the week he was on the run. I don't know what kind of energy he left behind in that place. But it felt like something was feeding off me, slowly draining me, luring me into sleep and mimicking the people I trusted. That apartment felt like a trap. Not haunted exactly. Something worse, something clever. Not every haunted place is dark and decrepit. Sometimes the most terrifying things hide behind sleek walls and city lights. If you've ever experienced something like this, you're not alone. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who loves true horror. And if you've got a terrifying tale of your own, Send it to shortshivers@gmail.com. Your nightmare might just be our next video.